Punting it right back to the Generals and a chance at good field position. And they will have good field position as Lewis takes it to the opposite 45-yard line. You know, Ryan Mallett has to love that. He'll be guiding this offense when we return to Houston. On Fox.
Make sure you're protecting each other's backside.
Let's go, O.
Put your splits down on the outside.
Oh, I got y'all, you got me. I got y'all, you got me. We all we need. Let's get it.
Well, they got all they needed on that first drive under Ryan Mallett's guidance. Took it right down the field and took the 7-0 lead, Joel.
And they even had a drop on this. It was his only incompletion was that drop from the tight end. But look at all of these balls are thrown with anticipation, with accuracy. They're in a spot where the wide receiver can do something after the catch. And then the offensive line at the end provided a huge hole for Terry to scamper in for a touchdown.
First touchdown of the season for Terry. Now drive number 2 with 2:49 left in the opening frame. Darnell Holland. Holland slipping through and staying on his feet. So they've been good in the pass game, and their 5 runs so far have been pretty good.
So this is what I would consider a great cutback. And you might be thinking, well, he just went straight. Yeah, but watch as the line moves to the left, and then he just cuts straight up the field. That's technically a gap back of where he was intended to run. So that is a cutback. But as coaches will tell you, that's exactly the type of cut that backs are supposed to make and should make. Good vision, good explosiveness.
So after 14 yards, they'll return to Holland. But this time, the defense ready for the task. Again, there's Jerry Elder getting to the outside along with Denzel Rice. They got a flag down.
10-yard penalty.
So it's going to be a hold on the offense, and that'll back them up.
Right guard here. I think that they got the right guard as he gets that jersey pull right there. That's Jalen Fly Sadler. It's a Lindenwood. I believe that's who they've got for the hold.
Yep, so make it 1st and 20. Complete to the 35. Getting 7 more out of it. Good move there on the first catch of the day for the Old Dominion product, Melvin Vaughn. We got another flag coming in here.
After the play, personal foul. Offense, number 60. 15-yard penalty. Still first down.
So, Joel, they had the right guard. Now this time, Sean Brown, the center, with a late penalty.
Yeah, that's and you hear some of the chippiness out there, so you got to control yourself. Football is a game of details, not emotion. In particular on the offensive side of the ball, details are always going to win out over emotion. Defense, you can be a little bit more emotional and effort-based, but on the offensive side, you got to be cool and calculated, almost surgical in your game, and just focus on the details of what's going to get you down the field.
32.
So now it's 2nd and 23. And that pass complete along the sideline, almost escaping was Gray. Just got enough of the jersey to sling him out of bounds.
I love the ball placement from Mallett because it was on that back shoulder, but it wasn't necessarily just a back shoulder throw. You got to do at quarterback, you got to communicate with your ball placement. You know, if you need him to spin that direction, if you can be accurate enough to put it on that backside shoulder, you're telling him, I want you to spin that direction. That was a beautiful ball. Gray does a great job catching the ball first and then getting a few extra yards with that spin before he's thrown out of bounds.
Denzel Rice just getting enough of the jersey. So 3rd down and 3 as we're down inside of 40 seconds. And that pass is caught. Cannella is up in it at the 1-yard line. Maybe make making up for the drop he had earlier. The tight end out of Auburn makes it 1st and goal.
Yeah, this is not complete unless you have great anticipation as a quarterback. Canelo runs a good route. He's got to get to the outside of the defender on your right side, but then Mallett, with that little play fake, he knows that the safety is screaming over there, so the ball's got to be out on time. It's on target. He bends him just in over that linebacker. Canelo is ready for it. He did not drop it like he did earlier in the ballgame and held on to it through a big hit there near the goal line.
And that one drop for Canelo, the only miss for Mallett in the first quarter. 9 of 10, 111 yards. The Generals off to a great start Saturday, the Spring League on Fox.
Receivers position now, position, and don't get caught outside on the jerseys, okay? Position, block them.
Every time a coach talks to a wide receiver about blocking, you know what I think to myself? It's like a pitch, it's a sweep, or it's an outside zone, because then they're worried about those blocks on the outside. So we'll see if that's the direction that they're going to go here.
Last time they had it here, it was Paul Terry with a 1-yard touchdown run. Now here's Darnell Holland fighting for the end zone. Second effort, but he's going to be stacked up just a little bit short.
I think that was Alou, right? Was that 99 who came up with that play, the defensive end? That was a heck of a defensive play there. It might have been Milan as well. Milan, excuse me. Defensive end, 96. Chauncey Haney. I said everyone but Chauncey Haney. Haney with a great play. 96 there. You see he stood up the tackle, got free of that block, and made the tackle right there on the one.
They need about a foot. They'll try Holland again, and Holland sneaks in. And the Generals add another score to their lead here early second quarter.
You see that move right in the hole at the one? I thought we were going to have that big league collision right at the half-yard line. Okay, you got the linebacker, he's screaming in right here, and then right there I was like, oh, and then he just slips by him. That's called making somebody miss in a phone booth. Holland's able to do it, and he gets in there for a touchdown. I believe that was Adam Rodriguez, the linebacker, trying to make a play. And now we got Terry and Holland.
Bart Andrews told us how all three of his running backs, the other one, Chris James, are key in this offensive attack. They were all three with the Generals in the fall, very good friends, and they're off to a great start here on a Saturday in Houston. Terry first, now Holland, 14-0.
Can you hear me?
Welcome back to Houston. Brandon Gaudin and Joel Klatt, pleased to be joined by Generals quarterback Ryan Mallett, who has his squad off to a 14-0 lead. And Ryan, the only miss that you've had was a drop by tight end. You're 9 of 10. What are you seeing out there? Because you seem to be playing tremendous.
Yeah, our guys are getting open and making plays. We're moving the ball, and we finally put in the end zone. We struggled the first 2 games getting in the red zone and scoring, so today we're trying to fix that.
Ryan, you talked to us yesterday about, hey, don't pass something up just to get to something else. You know, kind of take what the defense gives, use the system. It feels like you're doing that. You know, you're throwing on rhythm. You got to feel real good about the way you're playing right now.
Yeah, I think the whole offense is in the rhythm right now. We can't shoot ourselves in the foot with penalties right there and back us up, or we would have scored faster. So, you know, we got to stay ahead of the chains and keep the ball moving.
And last thing, Ryan, you know, you told us after last week that all of those players that you coach at Mountain Home High School in Arkansas have been texting you. I'm curious, are they still reaching out? Do they make fun of you? What are they saying to you before and after the game so far?
I guess we'll see after the game, but go Bombers.
There we go.
All right, thanks for the time, Ryan.
You know what, he's putting on a clinic right now. They can't say anything to him. All he's putting on an absolute quarterback clinic. And now the Blues have got to answer, because this could get a little out of hand. You know, we saw a couple of blowouts Thursday night, Brandon, and the Blues have to answer here. We haven't seen them have really any success or rhythm offensively. You talked about the lack of success they had in their last ball game, and that now it's seeped into this matchup early. The Generals have done a nice job, but partly it's just been a lack of execution, in particular from the offensive line of this Blues team.
And they had the 2 3-and-outs. And this play, Dante Strickland trying to make something out of nothing, but he cannot. First one to get there was Carroll Phillips, and then it got strung out by the safety Malik Gant.
Great job by the nose tackle. Played at Iowa State. He's 309 pounds. Watch him right here. He's 99. He's the one that kind of, right? And then everybody can get off of their block and start to pursue the football. But it all starts with a disruptive play up front from Tongamoa. Terrific job getting upfield.
Bart Anders told us that front seven has struggled a little bit because they've had so many moving parts, guys that have been added, released, but they're up to the task so far. 2nd and 10. Francois, I think he was hit as he threw it, and a duck falls incomplete, almost intercepted.
That was definitely strange, right? The way that ball came out. Remember, he has been dealing with a bit of a thumb, but that was absolutely affected by the pass rush. That was Carroll Phillips, number 97, who was in there. He was a little shaken up on that play after getting to the quarterback, but definitely affected the throw and Francois' ability to try to drive that ball down the field.
Illinois product who week 1 was very disruptive at a sack, couple of quarterback hurries, and was also excellent in week 2.
How about Brett Bielema going to Illinois?
Yeah,
Excited
new regime.
Former teammate of mine is his defensive coordinator, Ryan Walters, who was a coordinator at Missouri and now up there with Bielema at Illinois. So excited for their prospects there in the Big Ten.
3rd down and 10. They'll run a draw, and it works out, stretching out to the 50-yard line. Dante Strickland just where he needed to be to pick up the 1st down.
What a nice run from Strickland, and a good play call too, because that pass really pinned its ears back, affecting their ability to throw the ball, and they just slipped that little delay in there, and the draw goes for a 1st down, and that's what you need. It's Brandon, I'm telling you, it's crazy. You're on the field, you're struggling. It only takes one 1st down. You move the chains one time, you start getting some of that feeling and potentially a little bit of rhythm in your offense.
See if they can keep the momentum going. Francois, quick throw down to the 43-yard line. Hakeem Vallis, the tight end, his 2nd catch of the day.
There's a little bit of rhythm there. That's your best passing play so far from the Blues. It's called stick, where the tight end just runs a little out. It's a 5-yard out. If the outside linebacker gets width, right, and he goes too far outside, you just come back on that 3rd step and bang, you try to frame up the tight end. When I say frame him up, that means the ball has got to hit him in the body. That's what Francois did there.
Another 1st down. So, Joel, they are getting some momentum. A little pitch and catch to the outside to Lucky Jackson.
And what do you have here? You've got the ability to be on schedule. You don't have to drop back pass and sit in the pocket. So now protect the offensive line. We saw the draw, then the short passing game, which protects the offensive line on that little tight end out route, the stick route, and then they move the pocket to the left, and they throw kind of a speed out to that left side. So a nice job here by the Blues of protecting their offensive line and getting a little rhythm to their offense.
3 straight plays of 7 or more yards, and Francois is going to take off and get another play of 7 or more. He's going to get plenty more than 7. Down inside the 10 and lowering the shoulder shy of the 5-yard line. A strong run for Deondre Francois.
Well, this is just going to show my lack of athleticism, because when he first left the pocket, here's what I'm thinking in my head. I'm thinking to myself, no, let your wide receiver, watch the wide receiver coming across the field. He's going to be wide open. But Francois sees green grass or turf on the left side, and he's like, no, I know that I am a supreme athlete, so he takes advantage. Great cutback to the center of the field, and he creates an even bigger play than what that pass would have been with the wide receiver coming across. So an excellent job there, seeing an opportunity and taking advantage.
30 yards, our longest play of the game for either team. Little stutter, trying to bounce it outside, unsuccessful. Deshaun Waller with a loss of 3.
I just get the sense that the straightforward, traditional plays are going to be tough for the Blues because the Generals' defensive line is winning. So if you're just trying to run it between the tackle or drop straight back and throw the ball, you're playing into the Generals' hands. They're going to have to try to move the pocket. Watch here as the ball gets more on that left hash. I wonder if they're going to try to move the pocket out to the right, maybe a speed out or some sort of bootleg where they're getting Francois on the move to the right side and create some easier throw for him on that side of the field.
They do roll him out to the right. And on the run, it's incomplete, wide of the intended target, Davion Davis.
No, it ain't. Weak ass route. Weak ass route.
He was trying to fit that ball just on the side, out of the reach of Davis, who was trying to keep those toes in bounds, and I don't know if it would have been even if he was able to secure the catch.
NFL rules, so you do need 2 feet. The one difference that you'll notice is that the clock does not stop on incompletions until the last 2 minutes of the second quarter and last 5 of the fourth. On 3rd and goal, down to the 2-yard line. So it'll be after that reception by Fabian Guerra.
What are they going to do here?
We've had an offense that struggled to get going. I don't know. What do you think, Joel? I'd be tempted to go for this.
Yeah, I would too, especially with the way that the Generals have played offense. You got to feel like you got to score at least 28, maybe 35.
Yeah, the way Ryan Mallett has diced them up.
Yeah, exactly. You know, it has to be made in totality. It can't just be in the vacuum of this series and the play that you want to run here or there. You got to think of this as a total. Middle of the second quarter, really haven't stopped the Generals at all offensively. It feels like they're going to have to score 28, maybe even 32, 35 points. I don't think you're going to do that by settling for a field goal on your best offensive drive of the day.
But they will settle for 3 and almost had it blocked, but Jonathan Barnes does split the uprights to break the goose egg for the Blues. And we do, unfortunately, after the play, have a Blues player that is still down on the field. See Dwayne Wallace, but he just got up. There's a flag down as well.
After the play, a sportsmanlike conduct, Generals number 96. A sportsmanlike conduct, Blues number 73. Try was good. Timeout on the field.
All right, 14-3. We might have an Emmy award-winning performance here. Watch this, and
He's laying on the ground saying, "Got him! Did I get the flag, boys?"
How does Apartments.com maintain the superhuman levels of productivity necessary to help more renters get into new homes than any other site? It's really as simple as taking that old power nap once in a while. Beep, 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 beep. And cock-a-doodle-doo-ski, wakey, wakey. That should clear out the digital cobwebs for a few months or so. Apartments.com, the most popular place to find a place.
When you save money with Allstate, you feel like you're winning. Safe drivers save 40%. Saving is easy when you're in good hands. Allstate. Click or call for a quote today.
Why is the thin crust of Little Caesars Thin Crust Pizza hiding under all that cheese and pepperoni? It's shy. Hello, Little Crust. Get a Little Caesars large thin crust pizza with extra cheese and the most pepperoni, all at the nation's best price of just $6.49.
Pizza.
I'm 53, but in my mind, I'm still 35. That's why I take Osteo Biflex, to keep me moving the way I was made to. It nourishes and strengthens my joints for the long term.
Osteo Biflex, plus vitamin D for immune support.
Joseph Martinez leads Atlanta United against Raul Ruiz-Diaz and the Seattle Sounders. Sunday at 4:30 Eastern on Fox.
Next up, for the best season ever, the Cup Series makes its long-awaited debut at Circuit of the Americas.
This is going to be so wild.
We're taking the show for the first time to this famed road course. Austin's weird, man. Oh, sorry, brother.
After the Blues field goal, 7:31 remaining in the opening half. And as you see, if it's your first time watching the Spring League, all kickoffs come from the 25-yard line in the Spring League, with Holland back to return it.
I know leagues are not in the habit of copying each other, Brandon. You know, I mean, even college football and the NFL, they like disdain making rules similar because they don't want to seem like they're the same. But I got to tell you, the XFL's kickoff was tremendous last spring. You know, where they would have the guys lined up all 10 yards apart from each other right down in front of the returner. That was the best way to do a kickoff.
Yeah, and it makes it exciting to watch, as this one is out across the 40-yard line. Holland hard hit, but he pops up. Ryan Mallett, man, he's been good. See if he can continue his hot ways in Houston in the South Division in a moment.
The best part of stepping into the spotlight isn't the awards or the acclaim. The best part of stepping into the spotlight is helping others step into theirs.
During the Ram Memorial Day sales event, get $4,550 in total values on the 2021 Ram 1500.
I've travelled all over the country talking about saving with Geico. But that's the important bit, isn't it? Showing up, saying, hello, fancy a nice chat. And then we talk like two old friends about sticky buns and all the savings you could get by bundling your home and car insurance. But here's the